I'm okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to What's New. Okay, we've got a full house tonight. So first we're going to have the Main Street, what do you call yourselves now?
Little Bohemia.
Little Bohemia ladies talk about the events.
But we're also representing everybody who's involved in the art walk, and there are new locations this month.
Okay, that'll be great. Okay, and then next we'll have Ron and Justine and Candy, and they'll be talking about the Pioneer Days. So, if you guys want to start, introduce yourself, and then start talking.
I'm Linda Smith.
I'm Jean Rissover.
Sam Conlon.
And we all three are from the Little Bohemia district, which is kind of a new thing in town. We define the neighborhood as just south of Jefferson on North Main up to just north of Washington on North Main. And in addition to the art walk having some very special things going on, we have some special things happening in Little Bohemia this month. And most of them are tied to the Gravel Classic, which is on Saturday and is one of St. Genevieve, I think's biggest events now.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is a big old bike race.
This is a big old bike race.
Was it in 2007 or 8, 9, somewhere along in there?
And
Zeros has a picture of.
Yeah, and then more recently, there was a bike race a couple of years ago.
Oh, the Tour of Missouri.
Yes.
Right.
This bike race is called the Gravel Classic, the St. Genevieve Gravel Classic, and it's sponsored by a group called TrailNet. And they stage bike races throughout areas of Missouri. The sponsors for this particular race are the city and St. Genevieve County Memorial Hospital, which has the philosophy that exercise is good for you. And they're doctors, so they know that, and we should all be listening.
Cheaper for everybody if people are healthy.
Yes, it is. But the Classic is part of what they call the Show Me Missouri Gravel Classic. And it's a race that involves gravel roads in St. Genevieve County and in Perry County. And I had no idea there were so many gravel roads in St. Genevieve County and Perry County. The longest route for the competitors is 78 miles.
Oh, my word.
78 miles on gravel.
Nice.
There's a 43-mile route. There's an 18-mile route. And then there's what's called the Little Pebbles route, which is a short route for kids. So it really is an event that kind of takes in whole families. We got excited about that down in our part of town because the race starts at Merchant and North Main, and we understand that it's going to be ending down in the area of Little Bohemia. And so we thought we needed to do something kind of special for that. And we tied it in with our Fourth Friday, which occurs the evening before the race begins. And Linda, you want to talk about the Fourth Friday?
The art walk part of it? Okay, I'll talk about that. Am I supposed to look at you or?
You can look wherever you want. There's a camera right up there.
Okay, all right. So,
There's one back
so on the art walk, usually it's on Friday, the fourth Friday of the month, and it's usually 6 to 9. But we're going to hook up with the Bling Your Bike contest, and we're going to make it 4 to 9. And we have artists within I think we have 5 galleries, right? 5 galleries down in our area. So we're going to have artists there. And then we're also going to have them on Merchant Street, several of them there, and then some on Market Street.
And it's guest artists, not just the same artists that we always have in our shops. We're going to have other artists coming from all around to be in the gallery and show their stuff.
And on the courthouse square.
Nice.
With the Art Guild and Silver Sycamore and ASL Pewter is going to be participating for the first time this year.
Nice.
We're glad to have them back.
Art comes in all
And
forms.
QRST is going to be on, and the Christmas store.
Nice.
Yeah, they want to come too.
And that's all this Friday.
And then Zelensky,
And
and the candle.
rustic candles.
Rustic candles. So
Rustic candles.
Also, we have
that's
lots
great.
of business participating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting more people involved
Yeah.
in the art walk.
And then, of course, all the galleries that are down in Little Bohemia. And we have a
Plus-
concentration of them down there.
Plus, we have Main Street Park, and we have about 11 artists, local artists. We have some from, I think, Farmington and St. Louis that are also going to come, and we're going to set up outside.
So it's a little art in the park at the Main
Yes.
Street
That's good, Art in the Park.
Art in the park.
Yes.
And it's the first time that's happened, too. So we're sort of kicking off the season, although our first art walk was actually last month. We're kicking off a new season with some really exciting stuff. Live music at Music Art Love. Annie Wolk is going to be playing. And there will be artists at all of the regular places. And I think the restaurants are doing something special too, aren't they, Linda?
Yes, I had to write this down so I didn't get it wrong. Stella and Me is going to be open, and she's going to have kickin' barbecue, chicken quesadillas, Texas ranch potato salad, and skip and go naked punch.
Yum.
You have to be a certain age to remember Skip and Go Naked Punch. You and I probably remember it, don't we?
And then Oliver's is also, they have a brand new menu, so they're going
They do?
to.
Oh, there you
They
go.
do. So you have to go check that out.
Nice. And then at the same time, we're going to have the Bling Your Bike or the Spring Fling bike thing. We're hoping that people will decorate bicycles and bring them down there by 4:00 to the Main Street Park. And we'll have a little contest, the best kid bike and the best grown-up bike, and they'll get some prizes. And then after the contest is over, we'll put them around on the sidewalk, so the cyclists going by the next morning can see us going, yay, fun bikes,
I spent
bling bikes.
I spent about an hour yesterday watching Sam bling bikes, and it was almost like meditation. It was the most wonderful experience I've had in a very long time. I just sat out in her garden and watched while she was doing
You
it.
were making a bike.
Well, I have an old bike and I had a bunch of spray paint.
Oh,
And, so I'm like, ooh, that's pretty.
and now-
Ooh. And I just forget she's there. And when I'm making stuff, I'm like talking to myself and, dancing around. And every now and then she would giggle or say something. I'm like, oh, wow, great. There's somebody there.
It was a lot of fun. And we're hoping that sense of fun is going to translate into a really fun Friday evening during the Art Walk, which, by the way, runs ordinarily from 6 to 9, but it's going to be 4 to 9 on this particular Friday. So we're hoping everybody will get that sense of fun and an appreciation of art, and also kind of an appreciation of what the town is doing in terms of staging special events like the Gravel Classic.
And I would suggest getting there early, like at 4, if you can, because we never know what the weather's going to do.
right.
And if you get there at 4, at least you might have a little more time to enjoy everything.
Places will be open.
An exciting Friday.
Yeah, it's like we think spring is here. The drought is over, right?
And I think the percentage of rain has dropped some.
Oh, that's
I
exciting.
know, that's
It was
good.
20 the last time I looked, so you can almost figure.
It's going to change.
Maybe a couple sprinkles.
It always splits and goes around.
changed
those
again?
anyway.
It just. I
always
just don't look
does.
too far.
You
in
just
advance. I look
assume.
an hour before.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Watch the red zone.
It
That's
just
true.
It changes. It's Missouri.
It's
Yeah.
right.
The Midwest.
And even when they don't say it's going to rain, it rains.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's done that a couple times in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so that's great.
Yeah. lots of stuff happening. Did we talk about so we have new people coming in. We have 2 restaurants and like 4 galleries just in our block alone. So yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff. I think we're going to have a couple of fire pits going in the street like we did for the
that's
Mardi Gras event. That was really nice. So we'll do that again. It's going to be festive. The weather's going to be perfect. There's going to be some blinged out bikes, entertainment. Art comes in many forms.
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
So we'll see.
And I think all 4 of us will have art there.
Right.
Yes, we will.
Yes. Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. Oh, and at Eclectics, which is my store, I'm doing a baby bike giveaway. It's the most adorable little pink bike you've ever seen. So anybody who has small children, particularly a girl, child, toddler, come on by because we're going to be giving that away.
And what do you have to do to get the giveaway?
All you have to do is put your name and phone number on a piece of paper and drop it in a box.
Nice.
That's a easy way to
Love
do it.
those contests. Huh?
They're free, so I love them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that,
So you
that
can-
covers us,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much
Okay.
does.
So
Yeah.
you want to repeat anything or? think
This
everything's
Friday
okay?
night from 4 to 9, come downtown. There'll be not just the regular art walk, but a little extra.
From Courthouse Square down Merchant Street to our neighborhood, the Little Bohemia
Silver
neighborhood
Sycamore.
on Market Street. Yeah, it's going to be.
So it'll be Martin, Merchant, and Main.
Say that again?
Martin,
Market, Merchant, and Main.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the pewter shop.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
oh, they're on.
And
third.
the Art Guild, which is in that.
Oh, yeah, in the
Right
square.
on 3rd.
Yeah.
Yep, also on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So come down, have some fun.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for coming tonight. And,
Thanks
Thanks for
inviting
having
us.
us.
well, you are welcome. Anytime we can handle you.
There are a lot to handle, I'm sure.
All right.
Okay, so now we'll turn to the Pioneer Days. Go back many, many years.
Many years. Yeah.
Many years.
Yeah. So Pioneer Days, this year it is the 4th annual Pioneer Days.
I think you're cut off.
Am I
Candy.
cut off?
Yeah,
It's a
you
10-second delay.
There you
Okay,
are.
you are.
We look like we're in a restaurant.
I feel like I'm in the Supreme Court. Anyway, Pioneer Days, it's the 4th annual Pioneer Days. We started in 2020 and during the pandemic to give people something to look forward to and to do. And this will be the 4th year. It is May 4th and 5th, so it's the first weekend in May from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And basically it's a display of people and their wares and their talents and their demonstrations prior to 1840. So everything earlier than 1840.
That's great.
Yeah, so a lot of it is colonial, so the 18th century and early 19th century. All of us are in early 19th century right now. We're not in colonial. And you said earlier, whenever we were off camera, you don't know the difference.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference from one or the other.
So anyway, it's a lot of fun. It is a free event. So you don't have to pay any money to come and see and participate. But if you want to buy something that some of the individuals are making, you might want to bring some cash. Some of them will have Square on their phones or something, but I would bring cash. There's going to be free parking in Moses Austin Park, and we will have a shuttle to shuttle people up
that's
to my
nice.
shop so they don't have to walk. It's not far anyway, but it just helps
Right.
for people to hop on the 6-person 18th century golf cart and ride ride up to my shop. And Ron and Justine helped me with that a lot. Ron and I started it before Justine came on the scene. She came in that first year, but none of us really knew each other. She was just checking us out. And now they're engaged.
You're right. And they're going to get married.
And they're going to get married the week and after Pioneer Days.
Oh, not during Pioneer Day?
Nope, the weekend.
That would have been just
That,
A lot going on.
a lot to put on that event and then do a wedding too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So
So are there booths and stuff where
Yes.
people sell their
Yes,
like
so we will have-
clothing and
yes, we'll have, there will be a sutler there, which is a,
Second Chance at History.
second chance at
They
history.
sell men, women, and children's
Clothing.
clothing for the 18th and early 19th century,
Yes.
and accoutrements or
Yeah.
novelty gifts if you're
Right.
just in the market for a gift that's really cool and unique that you can't find elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be candle dipping, making the way they used to do it back then with beeswax. There'll be woodworking. There'll be guns. A gentleman doing a demonstration on how to gunsmith. There'll be blacksmithing. There'll also be the gentleman with the drawn carriage, giving carriage rides around the block again.
The stagecoach.
Paper
Yeah.
nice, that thing's
Yes,
so
John Bielick
beautiful.
is going to be here with paper marbling.
Paper marbling. It's a very fantastic form of art.
Yeah, he
That's
draws
the
a large.
put
Yeah.
the on the water
Yeah.
And he does it in the 18th century manner. So, yeah,
Nice.
Oh, my
it's beautiful.
That'd be
It's
so
a
cool. to
apple
see.
butter.
No apple
No,
butter. That's
no
No
apple
apple butter.
that's Victorian probably.
Well,
After
it ain't
Civil
apple
War.
season.
Yeah, it's not apple season. If we were doing it in the fall, maybe, but
Oh, okay.
there will be food there. There'll be burgers and brats. I'm also going to have a fellow come that makes homemade root beer. Bud's Root Beer will be there. And another new person coming this year. She kind of travels with the fellow that brings all of the clothing. She makes ladies and men's hats, beautiful hats from that time period. ASL Pewter will be there striking coins, and we're hoping that he will bring candlesticks and spoons and stuff because that's what our genre of people really, really want. And
Striking
then,
coins?
yeah, he's, that coin striker he has?
I don't know what that is.
He made like the eclipse coins during the eclipse. He can like strike, he's got a big machine that has die.
Oh, and it
He
like
can strike a
smashes-
coin, and he's got like different designs that you can choose from or whatever.
Nice.
And then we will have a fellow named Jeff Baggett, who is a Baptist minister, but he writes books of fiction about the colonial era. And so he'll be selling those there, and he will also do a Sunday morning service for us, just like it would have been in the 18th century. It's a lot of fun. And then he's going to come back next week and marry Ron Justine.
We actually have a little highlight reel from last year. Charlie, if you want to play that so the people at home can see that. It's kind of like a commercial of what happened last year, so what they can expect for this year.
Nice. Can he just do that on the fly like that?
Yeah, he can.
I think it's like
Really?
10 or 15.
Thank
for
you.
showing
So
that,
here
Charlie.
we are.
Yes, thank you,
So that's
Charlie.
just a preview of the kind of stuff that you can expect to see at the fourth annual Pioneer Days this year.
It looks wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a fun time.
It is a
I've
fun.
gone
It
a
is
couple
very
times. I
fun.
love going to that.
We
Thank
had
you.
over 2,000 people last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just growing, and it's just
2,000 people.
and we're not doing any kind of real advertising. It's just
Wow, that's
hearsay and
exciting.
Facebook.
Although I did advertise in the calendar of events for Early American Life magazine, and I'm a part of that, and so are the Pewter folks. Tom and Pat Hooper were all juried artisans with Early American Life's Directory
Nice.
of Traditional Craftsmen. So I've advertised in their calendar of events, and I also contacted several newspapers in the area up to Jefferson County, down to Cape, Perry County here, and I took out an ad in one of them, and then, because I was supposed to be in the Rural Missourians calendar of events, and we had all that set up, and then when I got it in the mail yesterday, we weren't in there. Which really upset me, because that goes all over the whole state of Missouri.
Oh, that's terrible.
So I took out an ad today in one of the papers, and then I also got on all the different newspapers, free calendar of events.
Oh, nice.
So it will at least go into our surrounding area.
I guess we did do some advertising.
I did do some advertising. I panicked. Whenever that Rural Missourian didn't have it in there, I panicked.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, it is what it is, but Ron and Justine, for those of you who don't know, they have a YouTube channel, and it's called Early American and Frontier Patriot. They have two channels. I'm going to give you all a plug.
Well, thank you.
And they have Early American, which is where her cooking over an open hearth. How many subscribers?
1.2 million.
1.2 million
What?
subscribers.
Yes.
Yes. Then the Frontier Patriot channel that they do together has
95,000.
95,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And then I have a
way
little
to
bitty YouTube channel that has 13,000 subscribers.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
What's
Thank
yours,
you.
Ken?
How long?
Cabin crafts. Cabin
3.5
crafts.
years I've been having the channel.
Yeah.
And is it all cooking or is it all different?
It's mostly cooking. What I do is I find actual period recipes from books published between 1790 usually and 1830, and I recreate the recipe exactly as it appears in the book.
Uh-huh.
And
How often is that delicious?
2/3 of the time.
That's better odds than I thought.
Yeah, and then on his channel we eat it and we review it.
Oh, fun.
So hers is ASMR, which means there's no talking.
Yeah.
So you can hear the chickens in the backyard, you can hear the birds singing, you can hear the bacon sizzling in the frying pan.
Tell them how hot your fire is and how you do it.
Okay, so in summertime, I put a thermometer in there one day just for fun to see how hot it is. It takes us 8 hours to put together a 10-minute video. It was 122 degrees in there.
Wow.
And we have to cook in there for about 8 hours.
Oh, in the kitchen that you do
Yes.
it inside?
Oh yeah, inside, in front of a hearth.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very it's
That sounds
physically-
lovely in
it
the
really
winter
is
time,
Flaming
but-
over a hot
Yeah.
It's difficult, but I love doing what I do.
It's fun in the winter
Nice.
though.
And you know what though, in the winter though, it's that the cabin isn't insulated, so it's
Yeah.
actually freezing cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, their YouTube channel draws a lot of people, you know.
We got people
to-
coming from California,
Yeah,
from New
they come
York,
from all over the
Florida,
country.
Texas.
all over
Yeah.
the place.
Coming to the event or watching
Yep.
it?
Because
Wow.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to
Way
the
to go,
event, yeah.
team.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We really try to promote the town in general
Yeah.
because they don't just come to our event. They buy stuff at the gas stations, at the restaurants. So we're basically the tourism director, if you
Yeah.
will. without the official title for the last 3 years of bringing people to
Yeah,
town.
we're
for
all-
these
I'm an
Always trying to
unofficial
push the
welcome
town.
center. Everyone comes
Yes.
down St. Mary's Road and they're like, where is the welcome center? So I always keep maps on hand and I'm always like, this is the welcome center. Or they think I'm the antique mall, which I'm not the antique mall. On your sign says it's only I said, that's not my sign, I'm sorry. But anyway, so the YouTube channel, so there's this early American Frontier Patriot, mine is Cabin Crafts, where I show you how I make a lot of the things that are available in my shop, how I paint it, how I sew it, whatever. And that one's on my channel. So the three of us together, sometimes we're on each other's channels.
We try.
They're not as much lately because they're building their own house, a historical house.
St. Timothy.
No,
We
it's
don't.
an undisclosed location. Because with 1 million subscribers, they don't want anyone to know where they live.
On it.
It's wood siding.
It's wood siding you're going to use.
Oh, it's already
It's
on.
so pretty. Oh, it's finished now?
Yeah,
You haven't
thankfully.
Well, it
posted
ain't
it.
finished, but the siding
On
got
on my
finished
Facebook.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, because the last post it wasn't. siding
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
there
you're right.
yet.
I guess I haven't on my personal Facebook shown it yet.
okay.
Yeah.
I say I saw.
So another interesting thing, tell these ladies and probably some of the audience about how you build your fire and then you got to wait to cook because of the temperature and how hot it gets. I think you were telling us that the last time you were here.
I wait for
the
my
fire gets too hot.
Well, you got to let the coals, she means you let the coals, you build the fire.
Oh yeah, you have to wait the coals to. You have to wait for coals to develop when you start the fire. It depends on the kind of wood that you use. What would you say is the best wood for coals? Oak wood. Sometimes all we have is pine though. And
And that goes up quickly, I imagine.
yeah, the coals don't linger for very long.
I'm sitting here thinking about how fortunate we are in this community to have so many interesting things.
Right. People.
Yes, yeah,
Definitely.
well, the kind of thing that you're doing, the whole French festival with the emphasis on the French history of the town, the art community. We have a strong music community. I think we have only one of only 2 German bands anywhere left in the state of Missouri, and it's a really good place for people to come no matter what they're interested in, maybe unless they want to go bowling.
Or movie.
Bowling alley. Oh, we do need a movie theater. Yeah, you're right.
They tore that down.
The Ford dealership's empty right now. I'm thinking go in and make a
used to
bowling
be,
alley
yeah.
movie theater.
It used to be the bowling alley.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a business in town that regularly shows movies for people to just enjoy them.
Where's that?
Down in our neighborhood.
Music art love.
Music, art, love.
Oh, you know what? I've seen,
He shows movies and has popcorn. And if you come in costume, you get free popcorn.
Oh, wow.
Themed by the movie.
Okay.
That's lovely.
But we're very lucky.
We are.
We have a whole lot of really talented people here, and we have interesting local residents, and of course we have all of the heritage associated with the colonial properties that are here, and the National Park Service, which is an addition to what we've got.
Dinosaur.
And the dinosaur
yeah. That is
And Mon
really
State
good.
Park in Pickle Springs right there. Two little
Yes.
nuggets of
Yes. Yeah, a lot of
hiking
people
and-
will come in and say,
The Magnolia
the
Hall.
hot, that they
Yeah.
went on a hike at Pickle Springs.
So all of the people who are watching out there, who live here and are watching because they live here, or people who are just interested in us, spread the word.
Please.
This is
Come downtown this Friday.
This is a place where you can find enough to do to fill your whole weekend.
This is your
and
own hometown.
to make to make
Yes,
you want to come
exactly.
back.
Instead of going somewhere else,
Yeah.
visit your own hometown.
Yeah.
Lot to do.
Like Marianne used to say. Marianne was one of the original hosts And she used to always say, if you can't find anything to do in St. John, you're not looking.
Oh, definitely.
Nice.
That's how we ended every show, with her saying that. Yeah.
We have a lot of festivals in St. John, and I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
In summer, it's like back to back to back. It just makes life so exciting.
It does, and there's always something going on. Yeah.
Yes.
The only thing that I hear complaints about, and this probably will help the businesses a little bit, is being closed on Mondays, because the people that stay over Sunday night, they have nothing to do.
When I was open
Monday.
on Mondays, I was one of the only places open, and it was always my second best weekday. So
Was
if you,
it?
Wow.
yeah, Fridays and Mondays are
But
by
then
far.
our federal
Kinda hard to
holidays
be
on
open.
Mondays
Yeah.
too.
And all the 3-day weekends
Yes.
include Mondays. Yeah, you should close on a Tuesday or
Yeah,
Wednesday.
that's the only thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Otherwise, everything good about St. John. People come here and they're so amazed. The
And we
Learning
haven't even
Center.
mentioned the wineries.
Yeah, the
Right.
wineries,
We have
the
wineries
Learning
right
In
Center.
the Tiger Sanctuary.
And, yeah, and we have all that, the wineries and the Tiger Sanctuary out in the
Right.
county. So,
Yeah, and we have a jeweler here now that designs jewelry.
At
So
the
you can
Old Steiger.
bring the old Steigers. Yeah, you can bring all your old rings and jewelry in and pick out what you want your stones put in, and she designs it. And
Nice.
you pick out the design. She's worked
She does
25 years in
Beautiful
it.
custom work, yeah.
Yes, she
I
does.
haven't been in there yet. since-
There's something for everybody here.
There
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
if
why a
there's not
lot
your
of-
thing, there's other things.
Yeah.
Even a German beer garden with live bands. Have you been to that?
Where's that?
Audubon. At the Audubon.
Oh,
yeah.
It's really, really nice.
They're calling that a German beer garden?
It's a beer garden, yeah.
Yeah.
Beer garden.
Yeah. So
Yes.
there-
I wasn't going to say it. I didn't want to correct.
Huge difference there.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And there'll be a get on
Uh-huh.
here not too long from now to talk about what all they've got going on.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
have to keep listening to what's new. And I really need a host to help me.
Volunteers.
Volunteers out there, in here, anywhere. Yeah,
Well, would we like to open up the floor for phone calls now?
I think that would probably be okay.
Okay.
You have the phone, Mr. Ron?
Charlie, you want to put the number up? And Ron will be ready to capture you guys.
So what we're gonna do is we'll ask where you're calling from and what your question is, and then we'll hang up and then we'll answer the question, so it doesn't get all mumble jumbled if you guys were here watching last time we took phone calls.
they're crazy.
And please try to keep it about the town or what's going on in the town. Thank you.
No,
Who will call in?
Nobody.
We don't know.
People from your YouTube.
We just don't
All over
know.
the
You don't.
Yeah.
country called last
Yeah,
The last time
it was.
New Hampshire,
If we would have had
New York.
10 lines, it would have been.
The phone number is on the screen so anyone can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, guys, come on, call in now.
They will.
Don't be shy.
You can call in about anything, especially to get started. Just ask whatever random question you have.
Break the ice.
Yeah, break the ice. And normally they have a landline phone, but you guys are switching providers, is that
Right,
right?
providers.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, it will be all installed, so we'll be back to normal by.
By the way, this is not Ron and Justine's cell phone number.
No.
No way.
Just saying.
There's probably only 5 people in the world that have my phone number.
If you think you're going to do chivalry on their wedding night, forget it.
Okay, we got a phone call.
It says spam risk.
Go ahead and
Okay.
answer it.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
Okay, my name is Margaret. I'm calling from Massachusetts. And my question is, who makes Justine's clothing that she wears in her videos?
Thank you very much, Margaret, for your question.
No problem.
I have a lady who sells on Etsy who makes my clothes, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but she unfortunately recently closed her shop. Yeah.
It's come from other places.
You
such
can
as
come
San-
down and visit the Pioneer Days. Clothing.
My 18th century clothes come from Samson Historical, but my early 1800s clothes like I'm wearing now come from Etsy.
Okay,
Okay,
next question.
thank you for your
Broke
question.
the ice, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for breaking the ice.
Who can be the farthest away caller this time?
Oh, yeah, let's
That
see.
was pretty far away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
it's pretty
see.
far.
New Zealand?
So when you buy from Etsy, are they already made or do you send in your measurements?
It depends on the dress. Some of them are ready made, but they're not hemmed yet, so they do it according to your height.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so for these style dresses, it's from the bust down. They just measure that.
Oh.
Call.
This is very unlike the
I know.
last time.
I know. Maybe they're a little intimidated. I don't know. Please don't be intimidated.
It was crazy last time.
It was crazy.
It was.
Maybe that scared a lot of people last time. They
the
couldn't
call
get
waiting
through.
was bleeping in whenever we couldn't understand what they were saying.
No.
Right.
Oh, the phone was going.
It was crazy.
It was making dial-up noises.
Yeah.
It was.
Dial-up noises.
I'm older than I look. I'm actually
You must
200.
be.
I'm 200 years old.
Yeah?
Actually.
Well, then
Yeah.
I'm 300.
Oh, dang.
Anybody?
So you should talk about your hat.
Oh, my hat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. This is a, so don't pay attention to
Hat head.
to my hat head, yes. So this was my great-great-grandmother's little dust cap,
Her
mop cap.
actual
Her
hat
actual hat.
that she
that
actually
she
made.
sewed. And she had a whole bunch of these, and like I have pictures of her, and she's always in one of these, because women did not wash their hair every day, and so they wore these to keep dirt out of their hair when they were cooking and cleaning and whatever. She was born in 1869, and the funny thing I told when y'all got here was she was born in a covered wagon while her parents were trying to cross the Wabash River in Indiana. So if you can imagine, you're a woman and you're giving birth in a covered wagon while your husband's up front trying to cross a river. And my mom,
A water birth.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Moving water. It's
So this is my mother's side of the family. They lived very long lives. So she was born in 1869. I was born in 1964. She died in 1963. So I missed having my great-great-grandmother alive by just 1 year. That's how long she lived.
But man, her fabric and hat have held up beautifully. I
So
just can't
actually, this is
believe
probably
that fabric.
Depression era fabric, because she wore these until she died. She
Right.
still dressed like that.
Oh.
So this was probably made in the 30s. So it is almost 100 years old. And it was in a cedar chest that my mother had. So the things that was in the cedar chest were
amazing.
kept in really good shape.
Such a
Yeah, I mean, it's got
brilliant
no
red.
holes, no wear, no threadbare,
Yeah.
just
No
And-
moths ate it.
yeah, nothing.
Well, that's
It's like
it's in a cedar
pristine,
chest.
and the color is so
Yeah.
vibrant.
So this was probably one of her last hats, one of her last caps.
So do you have any more besides that one?
That's the only one I
That's the
have.
only one.
I've actually had people ask me, and I'm not going to do this right now, but would I send them a pattern of it? Because it's actually very simple. It's,
It
just,
is.
it's just buttoned on the side. You can even see her little hand sewn
Buttonhole.
buttonholes. So, this would have been feed sack material more than likely, because my mother said all of her little dresses were made
Right.
out of feed sack.
Mine were.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish they'd bring that back. Put our flour and sugar back in feed sack.
Because it's pretty. That's what it
It's the
looks like.
ultimate recycling.
Right. We're so wasteful these days.
We are. So anyway, I'm channeling my great-great-grandmother. So
And I love
Clara
that.
Elizabeth Stucker, this is for you.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, that's it's very special to me.
Her
And
name
so
was
my little
Elizabeth.
dress here, Justine gave me the apron. And then this dress I bought at Old Sturbridge Village in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. They had ready-made clothes there. And funny story, it took good old Ron to point this out to me.
Oh, I know this story.
Okay, so when I first got this, I'm normally wearing 18th century colonial clothes. This is more like 1820s, 30s, and it's got hook and eye all down the front. And so I put it on, and I was wearing it, I think 2 or 3 times backwards I thought the hook and eyes went in the back, and I'm like, man, this dress
Yeah.
chokes me. And he just,
And man, that's got to be hard.
and he, and I'm like, put me in it. And he's like, Andy, you're wearing it backwards. I'm like,
Yeah, he saw it
smarty pants. And so I went and put it on the other way. And I'm like, this is much more comfortable. So anyway, that's,
like it was made to be that
that's
way.
my
I know way more about ladies' historical clothing
Then you should.
than any other 30-year-old
then it's,
mention.
then it's decent. Shame on you.
Well, look who I'm running around with.
It's my fault.
And another fascinating thing, I think, is how they use straight pins.
Yes, so this is a pinner apron, and so they didn't have them tied around their neck at the time. They
Until
used straight.
when?
Pardon me?
Until when did they come up with the?
Probably closer to the Victorian era, which is we start in the 1840s and 50s. Yeah, and they start really putting a lot of buttons on women's clothes. Another thing is women needed their clothes to expand and contract for pregnancy, whereas
Right.
men, they didn't really change much, but women needed to have clothes because you didn't just get new clothes all the time.
Just buy maternity.
No, they did not.
They just have one kid, so
Yeah, they didn't just have one kid.
Constantly
Yeah.
pregnant, probably.
Yes, constantly pregnant. So anyway, they made their clothes last a long time. So the pins, these are called pinner aprons, and they would have, even on the 18th century clothes, they would have closed the front of their clothing with pins, or sewn themselves into their dresses sometimes.
Daily? Mm-hmm. Or they just wear the same dress for a month.
formal wear, sometimes they would sew themselves into the gown.
And then at
And
the
then
end
their
of the
ladies'
night,
maid
just
would
cut it with
rip it out
scissors.
and at the end of the evening.
wow.
And save the thread, probably.
Well, I doubt that.
That was only for very wealthy people that
Yes.
would do that.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead and call, guys.
yes, please do.
Okay, Ron said only call about the town. That might be scaring people away. Just call about whatever random question you have for anyone at the table here.
even if it's a math equation, maybe I can
Yeah,
solve
we'll
it.
try to answer your science universe related
18th
questions.
century calculus.
Yeah. Never my strong area, but I'll try my best.
You have 5 gallons of lard, 5 gallons of lye, 3 eggs. Soap will that
And your
make?
mule only carries.
Exactly.
How many bars of soap can you get out of that?
How many apples are in a bushel?
Oh, how many apples are in a bushel?
Ooh, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
good
I would
one.
say 83.
There might be an
there you go.
actual
There we
number.
go. North
Carolina. North Carolina.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show here in St. Genevieve. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
Ron, Justine, this is your pal Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, and I'm at home here in good old West by God, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Virginia.
Okay.
The caller said
And-
North Carolina.
And I'm sorry, but you already talked about this earlier. I might have missed it, but yeah, I'm hoping I can plan on coming to the Pioneer Days this year. Bring my 2 young girls with me.
Okay.
So,
Lovely.
Awesome.
so I was wondering exactly what, if specifically you guys are going to be demonstrating, and then like what kind of things you think are more, or specifically you're going to have for kids.
Okay, thank you, Rob, for the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to be demonstrating candle dipping. So I'm going to have a big cauldron full of melted beeswax, going to have some cotton wick, and I'm going to just be dipping candles. I might be selling them too. I'm not exactly sure yet. So that's what I'll be doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing yet. I might do quill writing. That was my first idea because it's lightweight and easy. I can pack around a little desk and let kids write with a quill.
Usually you're running around
that'd be
organizing.
fun.
That's good.
Yeah, usually I'm supervising and making sure everybody's got water because it's usually 90 degrees
Yes.
and it's hot, and a lot of the people are elderly people who are working out there in the sun demonstrating things, and so I try to make sure everybody's comfortable.
So you're the water boy.
On the water with.
And then Bob Mueller has the
Yes, so the kids' games would be appropriate for the little girls to come and there's also, I forgot to mention, Michelle Baker. She shows you how to make she's the curator at the Pierre Menard home over across the river. She'll be showing people how to make rag dolls. So your little
cool.
girls might be interested in how they made simple little rag dolls,
Nice.
along with the games.
And yarn spinning.
Riding
good.
the stagecoach.
Ooh, that'll be
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone
super
likes
fun for
that.
kids.
and the yarn spinning too.
Yes.
Probably would be.
And about the Stagecoach, I didn't mention this. The Stagecoach, the fellow that owns it, he doesn't charge anything. It's a donation.
Cash donation.
Cash donation, yeah. So if you want to ride the Stagecoach, because he comes from Waterloo, Illinois, which is about an hour away for him, and brings that big Stagecoach and the mules. So be
That's so
generous.
kind of him, yeah.
And I rode that the
Tip
last.
well.
Did you?
I loved it. I had so much fun, but you're really in there tight,
Oh, yeah.
so you get to know the people that are. Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, ready for another call?
Yeah.
call.
Who's next?
We would love another call.
Yes. Don't be shy.
Yeah, imagine being stuck in a stagecoach for 5 hours.
For days.
Yeah, for days.
Well, giving birth
Riding on those railroads.
in August. Layers and layers.
I was reading where the railroad, you know why the railroad tracks are like they are? Because
Parallel?
that's the way the wagon wheels were.
Okay.
That made the ruts in the road. And because if they made the wheels any wider, they would collapse. And that was the best width apart. So then when the railroads came in, they just started making them
And we
that
made
wide.
cars that wide.
Oh,
Yeah, everything was that wide because
Okay.
of the ruts that the wagons made.
How about that?
Isn't that interesting?
It is.
yes. A lot of our paved roads today are old roads that have been around for hundreds of years. They just paved
go,
over
Ron.
it.
Right.
When they,
Texas.
Ooh, Texas.
Hi, welcome to the
Put it on
what?
speaker right away.
Welcome to the What's New show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
My name is Vivian. I'm from Texas, and I just wanted to let you and Justine know that I have, well wishes for your wedding, and I hope everything works out with your dress and everything.
Oh, thank you.
And I know I've been keeping up with the dress drama, so.
Thankfully, my friend saved the day because she made a stomacher for it, and now it's all good.
all perfect.
It was made too small,
Yeah.
and now it's good. It added maybe an extra 4 inches.
Yeah, I was wondering. So I watched your dress video,
Uh-huh.
and she pinned it in. Is it that going to be what you do on your wedding day, or are you going to like sew yourself in like y'all were just talking about?
We actually don't know yet. We talked about both possibilities to see which looks better.
Got to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everything goes amazing for you guys, and I wish we could go to Pioneer Days maybe next year.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivian, for your question.
Thank
We
you,
have a-
Vivian.
Thank
We
you.
have-
Y'all have a great evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And we have a lot of Airbnbs in town.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I heard today 90 something.
Yeah, but mine, I'm in mine.
Go ahead and call
when I
back.
first started, there were
I'll wait.
3.
It's your dad.
I'll wait.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
I was
today. I thought
before.
it was in the 40s.
How
and
many?
somebody told me there's 90 something.
Yeah.
But that must
94.
include everything
count.
else.
That's the
not-
county.
Yeah,
Everything, yeah.
90.
But most of them are
Available.
in the town.
It doesn't
Minnesota
surprise
on
me.
too,
No.
whenever she's
More
on.
every day.
Ron's dad was trying to call.
Okay, call waiters. If you didn't get through, it's your chance now.
He had time getting through last year.
Yeah.
I
Can
remember he called last time.
Ron's dad, come on. Try calling again. That's hilarious that he tried to call.
we're waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what he's going to
Well, there's
say.
like a delay, so,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
But would there be a delay on the phone?
no.
There shouldn't be.
No, just a delay in what they hear us say.
Oh, what we're saying.
Right.
So they're not going to hear call now until
Here's a
15. There
call.
we go.
Here's someone else from
that
Minnesota.
Hi,
Speaker.
welcome to the What's New show. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
Hi, my name is Sheila. I'm calling from Minnesota, and my question was about the clothing back from the colonial era. Was most of it cotton, or was there linen involved? I'm not sure if linen was available at the time. So that's just my question.
Thank you, Sheila. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You want to take that one?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, linen was more preferable in summertime. Linen is made from flax, and they definitely had linen. You could have also worn cotton. You could have also worn wool, and you could have worn silk. Just depends on the occasion and what your social class was, but all of those options were certainly available, even out here in St. Genevieve.
I'm wearing a linen shirt and a cotton vest. Oh, I'm sorry, linen vest and cotton pants. I don't have any silk on or wool.
They also
'Cause it's-
mixed linen and cotton,
Oh,
linen
yeah.
and wool, and it was called linsey woolsey.
Lindsay Woolsey?
Lindsay Woolsey, but that was more of a lower class.
Right.
They're
It was
probably
scratchy.
warmer.
It was very
yeah.
warm, but it was probably not very fun to wear. Itchy.
Itchy.
Yeah, they wove those beautiful woven coverlets a lot of times out of Lindsay Woolsey. But there's a line in Josie Wales, Clint Eastwood, where he
Dad.
says, I have nothing but my Lindsay Woolsey shirt.
Oh, really?
Hi, welcome to What's New St. Genevieve. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question?
Hi, Dad.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Dad, and I've been calling since the last What's New.
Oh, glad you finally made it through.
Are you coming to the
Yeah, are you coming to the wedding?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. I won't miss it for nothing.
That's good news.
Hey, I had a question. So, I think it would, or actually a statement, but I think it would be a pretty interesting idea to just ponder a little bit and think about. But instead of having like vendors with modern type food and everything, why couldn't you sort of sponsor a Dutch oven, primitive 1800s type meal system, where you could get 5 or 6 different people with a bunch of Dutch ovens and have main courses and desserts. I think that'd be
We'd love to do that.
pretty interesting for people to see instead of, modern snacks and
Hook it up, Dad.
food.
Right.
Yeah, 2 words, Rich. This is Candy.
Yeah.
Health department.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bada boom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
You gotta, you've got to.
They're not into the botulism and,
Well, you've got to have a specific setup to serve food to the public if you're going to. So when they did
would be
Heritage
nice, though.
Days back here in St. Genevieve, when it used to be at the Amaro House, they would demonstrate making sausage, but they could not sell it or let anyone
Oh, right.
have it.
It would
Well,
be,
that's a shame. That's
Yeah,
a shame.
it is.
It is.
It'd probably be as safe as eating at McDonald's.
No joke.
It'd be better for you.
I totally agree, but that's what we're up against.
I'll start calling for the next show, all right?
Maybe you'll get in.
thank you for the call, Dad.
I was waiting for him to say beans and ham hocks and cornbread.
He likes apple
I
pie.
thought he was
so
gonna
he
say-
does.
Another one.
Oh,
I
we
think
missed it.
I was waiting for him to say the possum and sweet potatoes.
Possum and sweet taters.
I don't think there was one.
He likes apple
I
pie
ate
too.
possum already.
How did it taste?
It tastes like, I thought it
Tastes
tastes
like
like
possum.
ham.
like chicken.
The
I thought it
raccoon,
tastes like ham.
Let me tell you,
I haven't had
raccoon is the
possum.
best.
raccoon is like a very rich beef.
I haven't had
taste like?
raccoon.
Tastes like the
Squirrel.
sweetest kettle beef.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it tastes really good.
if you slow cook it.
If groceries don't go down, we might all be eating
Right.
one of these days.
Man,
Out shooting
wish I'd have known that in San Francisco because our raccoons in San Francisco were like,
We're the size of a hog.
yeah, like, family of 10. If I'd have known they were good eating, it would have changed my life back then.
Country ones are.
Yeah, the
Coon?
ones are.
There you
Yeah? Aw.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show. What's your name? What's your question, please?
This is your friend Mike, just to say I love y'all.
This is our local colonial militia here in St. Genevieve, one of our member and our camp cook.
He comes
Michael
all the time to
Giordano.
St. John.
I'm gonna hang up. Y'all have a great time.
Thank you, Mike.
See you in a while.
Yeah, he loves St. John now. He had never been in St. John until he saw our videos. He lives in Paducah, Kentucky.
So he drives here like every other week now.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm
They-
serious.
He really likes the winery, the Brits winery there on Merchant Street.
Oh, no. That's too bad.
It was his
And it's
mother
gone.
dipping the candles in that video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee. So him and his mom come together. She comes to
Oh, how neat.
participate. Yeah. I think
Are
this
they
year
still
she's.
going to make mead at the winery?
I don't know.
This is
Or
your
are they going to
daughter-in-law.
do beer?
Is it really?
Hi, welcome to the What's New show. Are you looking for candy or are you calling about the show?
Pat? Pat comes to me.
We're live on the St. Jen show.
We're live on the St. Jen show.
She just called Candy's number thinking it was just Candy.
That's what I hear.
Okay, well, if it's nothing personal, I'll answer it on the air.
Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Everybody else needs to know that too.
You
It's from
want the
10 till
pens,
4,
or-
both days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
What do you want for dinner? Stop by the grocery store and way home.
She asked a question. That's funny, yeah. She doesn't even know this is going on. She just happened to ask a
This is Candy's phone, so we might just get Candy-related phone calls during this.
So don't call this phone
Dale might
after.
call.
Yeah, Dale won't call. He knows what I'm doing.
Oh,
But, you
goodness.
know, the pharmacy might call, the allergist might call.
I know there's a big mountain biking group out there because I come from an action sports background as a professional photographer. So if anybody has any questions about the gravel race coming up, for staging where you can camp at, where you can get this or that, parts for your bike, etc., please call about that as well.
Oh, good.
Because I know there's a huge following for that stuff because
Yeah.
I've been involved with
Oh,
it
yeah.
before.
Good.
Or if you'd like to know our favorite color.
Buddy Dio.
Or what our favorite food is.
Which is your favorite recipe that you've ever made?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Okay, it's either going to be the chocolate tart or the slow cooked lamb.
What would you say, Ryan?
I don't know off the top of my head.
They're
been
both
some
early
in there.
1800s.
Are they really?
Yeah, so good.
Okay, so you can just say my banana pudding.
Yeah.
Dean's
It's
recipe.
Paula Dean's recipe, yeah. It's not mine.
But it's so good.
It is so good. It's called Nacho Mama's banana pudding. Very good. Not for this.
That's one of the other things we're lucky about. Events that feature various kinds of food and excellent restaurants here in town.
Yes. There's no bad place to eat
No, we
No.
have the best restaurants around.
other than
Yes.
McDonald's.
Especially for a
You don't
small
like
town.
Don't count. Franchise don't count.
No McDonald's.
I'm sorry, McDonald's has good fries.
That's true.
But they never decompose,
And
No.
which is so
they had to switch. I read this too. McDonald's had to switch from lard
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
vegetable
So they're not
oil.
as good after.
And that's what happened to make them unhealthy.
6 months ago at our home that we're building right now, one of the guys that came over to help us with the framing, he dropped a couple McDonald's fries on the floor. 6 months later,
They're still
they're leaving it there as an experiment. There isn't any mold growing on these
Right.
McDonald's fries 6
Exactly.
months later.
There's another guy that's done that experiment with a hamburger.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was like
It's years old.
years. Yeah.
Years old.
Really?
We do not do that here.
I've done some. I put some margarine on my compost heap to see if any living
that's
thing would eat
plastic.
it.
Wow.
No living thing will eat margarine.
No,
Humans.
because it's plastic.
They initially
plastic,
made it
yeah.
as cattle food, supplemental cattle food, apparently, but the cows wouldn't eat it, so they're giving it to humans, and we're the only creatures who'll eat it.
When
No ants, no bugs, no worms,
Nobody
no
will.
nothing.
It's
When we
one
were-
molecule away from Tupperware.
Yeah.
Wow.
when
Seriously.
when we were young kids, they used to be white, and they put this packet in it that was orange, and you mixed it to make it the shade of butter. I kid you not.
What was the
You would do it at home?
orange.
I remember my grandmother doing that.
Yes, I did it. I mean,
Or
our kids
deep or
mixed
whatever
it,
it
and I
is.
bought it, and we mixed it.
Wow.
It was cheaper than butter.
Oh my goodness.
But everybody should know that if you can buy cream, put it in a jar, shake it really good, you're going to have real butter.
Yeah, I do that with kids. But you can
Are
also
we gonna have
put
butter make butter churning at the?
You can put a little bit of salt in it
We
if
need
you
somebody
want.
to do it.
Or leave it on side.
standing behind the counter ringing up
There you
people.
go, Ron. That's what you can do. Pioneer days.
It's a workout.
I did that with my Girl Scout troop.
Yeah.
It takes
But
time.
you
They
can
really
also,
liked it.
You need a
yes, I need a
bicycle.
You can also make butter with your
Gravel
KitchenAid
plastic.
stand mixer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and with that whisk attachment.
Oh, yeah.
Just let it go.
Sam has the perfect answer about how to pull these two topics together, and that
Good.
has to do with making butter while riding a bicycle.
There you go.
The bicycle churning.
Yeah.
Just duct tape the bottle to the spokes, and as it goes round and round, it'll.
There you go.
And the faster you ride, the faster the butter
I
comes.
did it with just my regular mixer.
Yeah.
And then I put ice in it. And and it was great.
What did the
I
ice
made my
do?
own, but it-
Makes it harder,
Yeah.
faster.
Oh, because you got it all hot from.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Now,
It
you've
was
made butter in actual churn before. It takes, what, 25, 30 minutes of constant
Yeah,
churning?
when you're doing it in one of these kind of churns, which is the very primitive churns.
Yes.
I mean, even in the early 1800s, they already had the crank ones. The crank ones are a lot faster.
I
They
grew
take
up
a
on.
long
That was usually a child
do.
chore.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had that.
I had that chore as well with the goats. We had goat's milk, so I had to make
You made
goat's milk
cheese too.
butter.
Did you make cheese too?
Yes.
we did.
I've had goat's milk butter. It's good.
It's like just like goat's milk.
But I like goat's milk.
It has a little
It does have a different
gamey taste.
twang to it.
Yeah, gamey.
It really?
You could eat goat butter.
You all didn't say anything about coon being gamey.
No.
No, it's not gamey.
Sweet.
Well, I know what you're talking about with the
sweet.
goat.
It's not gamey, I don't
I-
think.
You
Goat,
can't do
goat's
that.
gamey, 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 gamey.
I can't do the goat taste.
You
over
could put
cheese.
jelly on the goat
Yeah.
butter, maybe it tastes better.
It's pretty hard
She
to
doesn't look
disguise
nice.
that.
I had no idea.
Or you could hit one of our really good restaurants during the Bike Classic and Fourth Friday, okay? And bypass the goat, the raccoon, the porcupine, the whatever.
You're really insulting Batchy Farms right now.
Well, they're special.
They are.
Yeah,
I say their stuff is not
Yeah.
goaty. gamey.
No,
I had their cheese and
That's
say it
another
was
blood. So we have huge
was
goat.
way
blood
better than
here
what
in
I
St.
I like the cranberry.
their cheese is very good, but the best part is you can pet the goats, the baby goats, which is a wonderful
That's Beige
experience.
Farms,
Yeah,
that
Beige
is
Farms,
in the
yeah.
county.
And
So
Boomsville.
come on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, another good day trip.
There's always lots going on here
It's
for
luxurious.
our listening or our watching audience. There's a festival or an event a couple of times a month, and there are things to do throughout the year. And some of them are just spectacular.
Oh, sure, and then we have the Christmas
we have garden walk coming
parade.
up.
Yeah, garden walk's
Yes, that's
coming
right.
up. Sharon's going to be on and talk about that.
Do you like
And the
goat's
honey
milk?
festival,
Call and share your
Your goat
response.
story.
Yeah.
So far, Massachusetts is winning for the farthest caller.
Okay.
Is there anybody in Hawaii?
All right, somebody down under.
Anybody listening in Hawaii? Do you have
Well,
patrons in Hawaii?
it would be
Oh,
pretty
few.
good time there.
There's a
Do you
few.
really?
Yeah, we got a letter from Hawaii 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So,
was pretty neat.
so
Was it
I,
written with a quill?
No.
No. Some people do
Definitely
write
not.
letters with quills, and it is pretty
but
neat.
they
Yeah.
used to get fan mail at my store, and then they got their own PO box. But I mean, they would have people from Australia, New Zealand, the UK,
Yeah.
all over Europe,
That's
Germany,
wonderful, isn't it?
Austria. Yeah,
I'd say 1 out of every 15 letters or so would be written.
foreign country.
Well,
And
written with
quill.
written with a quill.
Oh yeah, some
So it's
people
pretty
do.
neat.
Yeah.
The best ones are getting them from kids because they'll draw the pictures of us and the cabin that we cook in, little doodles. So it's really cool to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're happy to know that we're inspiring a future generation to appreciate American culture.
That's great. Yeah.
And history,
Yes.
because they're not learning it in school.
If you don't call, we're going to hang up on you.
Yeah, we're walk out here. We're done for the night.
It's 8:03.
8:03.
If nobody calls by 8:05, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done
We've been
for the
here for over an
evening.
hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes to
2
call
minutes.
in.
Well, the getting's good.
Maybe we should have given a prize.
What is the prize? I don't know.
I don't know.
The furthest phone call.
I
It's
don't
a
know what the
personal letter
prize-
from Ron and Justine with a recipe.
A hand-dipped candle when they show up at
Yeah.
the end of days.
Written with a quill.
Now it's getting awkward.
So you want to get Chinese food after this? Or?
This is really funny from the last time.
I know. Last time I wish it happened.
This is kind of making us look. There we go.
There we go.
It doesn't say where on the caller ID.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show here in St. Genevieve. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
Hi, my name is Matt. I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, hey.
I have 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
To Ron and Justine. While you were building your big house, did you live in your cabin that you film in? And my second question is, have you considered collaborating with Townsend's in Indiana?
Thank you, Matt, for your question.
So I can answer this. So we are historical educators. I used to work as a high school history teacher. So we just teach people about history. The cabin is a set. We don't live there. We live on the property, but we don't live there. And then the second question is, we have contacted Townsend's probably half a dozen times, and we have not heard a response. And we first contacted Townsend's maybe a year ago. So this is going nowhere.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think that's going to work out.
They seem to want to keep their circles small, as we've learned to keep our circles small. So if they ever do that, that'd be great. But we're not going to push it anymore.
Yeah, we're not going to push it anymore.
The other outfitter does the same thing Townsend does is Samson Historical, and we do work with them all the time.
They're on the cover of their catalog.
There was somebody calling from New Mexico during that phone call, so if you want to try calling back now's a good time.
New Mexico. I used to live in Las Cruces for 2 years. That's where I lived before I moved up here. Many years ago. That was maybe like 12 years ago.
That's not many.
So
Years ago.
Covered wagon,
For me, that's a lot of my life.
Yeah, it's almost half.
It's a chunk of my life right there.
You young people.
You young whippersnappers. There it is,
All
Ron.
right.
And it's New Mexico.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show here in St. Genevieve. What is your...
Oh,
Did you lose it?
yeah,
They hung up.
You disconnected yourself.
I didn't do it.
No, they did.
Oh.
Yeah.
New Mexico, call back.
Please, I beg
I
you.
could just call them back.
Yeah, how about we call them
Oh.
back?
There they go.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show here in St. Genevieve. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question, please?
My name is Hannah Brownell. I am actually calling from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Oh.
We moved up here a few years ago from New Mexico because the world went crazy after COVID. So,
So you're in the wilderness?
So, my question is, what of all the...
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
we hear you.
Now we can.
So, of all the food that you guys have made, what is your absolute favorite dish to make? And what is your favorite old-fashioned food equipment to use in the kitchen?
All righty. Thank you, Hannah, for your question. Have a good night.
You too, thanks. Bye.
How about you answer that, Ron?
So my favorite thing that she makes is pretty much any dessert, particularly the chocolate tart. The chocolate back then, 200 years ago, wasn't like today. It was more of a dark chocolate if I had to compare it to anything, and it was spiced with cinnamon and chili powder, cayenne powder. It was delicious. And actually, early American chocolate makes a really good rendition of that type of chocolate. As far as cooking utensils, I think Justine's favorite thing is the old-fashioned toaster that you sit in front of the hearth and you put your 2 slices of bread in, and it swivels so you can spin it around. It's just a cool gadget.
And my whisk.
And the whisk.
It's made out of
Yes.
birch wood, and we've had it for a few years. And
The twig whisk is pretty cool.
it's really light. It's flexible. I love it. You just clean it by whisking it in soapy hot water, and then you rinse it with water, and it's good to go. I've had it for a few years, and birch wood, it doesn't rot, so I can use it probably indefinitely until it just falls apart. So I love that thing.
Early toasters were not very quick. You had to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, you just
Like
burn
roasted
it.
marshmallows, huh?
I don't know if they had that. I'm going to look into that.
Well, I think they had marshmallows.
They had
Originally
marshmallows.
it's a root, actually.
Oh, okay.
Marshmallow
From
root.
Really?
Yeah, the marshmallow
Medicinal.
root.
It's medicinal.
Today it's all man-made.
Yeah, nowadays it's
But the
synthetic
marshmallows
flavor.
in the bag are not medicinal.
Right.
No.
No.
Those are sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Quintessential Riverfront Tea sells actual marshmallows made with real marshmallow root right now.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole bunch of different flavors. It's like 10 different flavors.
Oh, my.
It's really good. It's locally made.
Mention that quintessential QRST
Yes.
is here in St. Genevieve.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
On Market Street, and they'll be on the Art Walk this month.
I love that place.
They're at the corner of Market and 2nd Street, I believe.
You can sample things in there, right?
Right.
I think so.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show in St. Genevieve. What's your name, where are you calling from, and what is your question, please?
Hi, this is Vivian again from Texas. I had a question for Ron. I was wondering, I really like watching like your the woodworking stuff. Are you gonna make any furniture for y'all's house, or is that all mostly just gonna be like, from vintage stores and everything?
Thank you, Vivian, for your question. Yes, we're going to try to make as much furniture and stuff as we can for our house. Funny story, we actually purchased a couch in North Carolina back in January that is from the early 1800s and is documented to have been in the U.S. Senate bathroom chambers. We
found out later it was in the bathroom.
We won it at an auction in North Carolina. So when the Arctic blast hit in January, that's the week we went over there and got it. And turns out it was in the bathroom. But other than that, we are going to make most of the stuff in our house because our aesthetic, it's really expensive if you want to buy that kind of stuff.
Antique furniture.
So we'll try to make as much of it as we can.
So our tax dollars were even going to expensive bathrooms.
Yes.
Oh, this is a fancy sofa.
It's a fancy sofa that's made of mahogany and it's got eagles carved onto the woodwork. So it's very federal looking. So
And it was in the bathroom.
in the early 1800s in America, it's called the federal period, just like in Europe, but they call it the Regency period. So colonial is before 1776. Everything after 1776 till Victorian era starts, I believe, is known as the federal.
One consolation is they didn't have public bathrooms way back when, correct?
I do not know on that.
Well, they
maybe
had
they
public
just-
bathrooms.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
But not in the,
There was no plumbing.
not in the Senate chambers. And
But they wouldn't have had
They
the
would have-
couch in there.
Hi, welcome to the What's New show here in St. Genevieve. What's your name, where are you calling from, and what is the question, please?
My name's Amy. I'm calling from Pomona, California. And I have two questions. I was wondering if Ron and Justine, if you could give us a tour of your cabin before you move out. I feel like I haven't seen the whole cabin. I'm not sure if there's a bedroom there or not. And second question, I guess it's for the ladies. What kind of like fitness routines did women do back in like the 1800s?
cook, clean.
Walked around and really clothing.
They worked their butts off.
So giving a tour of the cabin, we gave a tour of the cabin recently. It's on Believe Plus, which is a new upcoming TV network, a Christian network that's going to air in summer sometime. But we gave a tour of the cabin for them.
We also have a few videos that show the bedroom. A couple months ago, we did a nighttime routine. I'm in the bed there reading, and Justine is getting ready for bed. We also did one last year at the beginning of the year. I believe we made the straw mattress for the bed.
Oh,
We
yeah.
showed how to string the rope bed and everything. So it's just off to the side there. If you pay attention to some of the earlier videos, we show the other side of the cabin sometimes, and you can see going into the bedroom there. So we
Yep.
don't show it every time, but it is there.
Is it on Frontier Patriot where they can see it most?
No, it's
no.
my channel.
Nope.
Okay, so
So-
only American, okay.
So for fitness routines, I mean, I know
Chores.
that in the Victorian period, there were actually magazines that were published about how to keep fit. Now, earlier than that, I think it was just walking and getting fresh air. Because you had so many chores during the day that I'm not sure if there really was a focus on intentional exercise.
Most life was exercise.
Yeah,
You had to feed the horses
walking
and the
towards
chickens.
Maybe horseback
hauling
riding.
water.
And the food they ate then.
It just came natural.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, you were naturally fit because of the work that you did.
Right.
People worked
Right.
really hard,
I think so too.
men and women. You know, they could eat way bigger meals than we can now because they burned off
They
so many
burned a
calories.
lot of calories.
Yeah. And women did garden work too, which is also burns a lot of calories. So,
Just walk and get fresh air and go horseback riding.
yeah.
Well,
Well, do you want to continue or should
It
we end
doesn't
it?
matter. Whenever you're ready to
I
cut it off, we can do that.
Oh, I think we've just about covered it all.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So all of you out there on Justine and Ron's channel, thank you very much for watching.
Yep.
We appreciate it. And on yours also, Candy. I know it brought a big audience,
Yeah.
probably the biggest we've ever had.
They
Because
just,
yours is bigger than it was
they just didn't
last
call
year,
in
too.
like they did last
Yeah,
time.
last year they burned up the phones.
Yeah,
And this
that's
year-
probably why the phones don't work right now.
No, they switched carriers.
Oh, good.
They switched carriers.
Start to say, I hope it won't.
Okay. So I guess we can all say good night to everyone. Good
night.
Good night.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good evening.